The Queen of Cups. Princess Di's birthday is July 1st, 1961. So I'm going to be using the Queen of Cups as her. And just to make sure, because I want to try to get this out in advance for my Oracle deck as well, to make sure that she's present in the Oracle deck, so that way I don't have to like go through all of these cards over and over again. I have gone through the process of like writing down her birthday and other people's birthdays. She has a huge family. So this is her as well. So woman holding a heart. I'm going to use this as the Oracle deck. So what I want to do is I'm going to actually use this deck first. I'm feeling to use this energy for the deck first, pertaining to Diana. So that way we can just kind of see how her energy is, how she's feeling, and what she may want to discuss in this moment. Okay. So I'm just going to shuffle up some cards. Y'all know how this goes. So we're focused on Princess Di's energy. And we want to focus on what is on her mind, how is she feeling, what she would like to discuss, and if it's pertaining to family, her demise, whatever is going on in her personal life. Okay, I'm going to shuffle one more time. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, well, for one, she is pointing out a couple of things. So again, as I stated before, we're using this card as Diana, so a woman holding a heart. She is saying that there are specific attachments that she is still holding on to, and she still feels as if there's particular situations within her life that still affect her, even when she's watching other things going on pertaining to Harry, pertaining to her children, grandchildren, pertaining to how certain things are going on Earth. And she feels very much attached to that. And I think that maybe it's because she still feels as if she still has a vital role in her position. And the reason why I say that is because she's putting Archangel Chamuel forward in the third chakra, focusing on self and focusing on the things that she feels or the things that are important to her, and hoping that those aspects are still important to her family. I don't know why, but I just keep feeling like she's talking about her family a lot. And she's kind of saying to me that in the root, she's showing financial constraint. It's basically on the space of making sure that maybe it's just an aspect of feeling valuable, I guess, or feeling like her work is still valued. It's not necessarily pertaining to money, but I think that she has struggled with that a lot, feeling as if she wants to give more or that she could have done more. So that seems to be in the root. She is pulling up Thinking Woman from the past. And for this particular person, I really have a feeling that this has something to do with Queen Elizabeth, and how her role as far as like self-worth has really affected her perception of herself. And I just feel as if this is like probably put like some sort of mental damper on her, because she's kind of showing me that with this particular card, there was like a lot of calculative moves that were made against her, and it really affected her in a very big way and affected her perception, is what she's communicating. Healer of the ages is in the situation, doing her best to cope with her life, doing her best to cope with what's going on, and trying to find healing within herself, basically. She knows that this is something that no longer should affect her in such a major way, but I think that maybe not being here physically, she's trying to find a level of peace within herself, or a level of peace within the situation that she was placed in. She is showing me in the near future it's about her angel of balance, finding balance within herself, making sure that she can do little things around the world, even if people aren't really too aware of that's her work or what she's doing. But it's just about showing acts of kindness, because this is what's going to lead her to her spiritual path, temple path, finding spiritual peace within herself. Okay, so now I'm going to get into some more heavier questions. I want to talk about, with Diana, I feel like I need to talk about a couple of things. First, I'm going to jump into her marriage with Prince Charles, and how that has affected her and how she feels about him. So we're going to use that. So Prince Charles, his birthday is November 14th, 48. And the card that I'm going to use, she's putting a specific card in my head. And I know that Charles is a Scorpio, I believe, but I'm going to use this particular card, the King of Wands, because it just, I don't know, she's kind of expressing to me that a lot of people don't really see this in public, but he had a fiery temper, especially towards her, and that's just how she sees him. So I'm going to shuffle up some cards and focus on, I'm just going to see how she thinks about him. So I'm placing him on her crown. How does she feel about her relationship with Prince Charles? What's going on with her relationship with Prince Charles? How does she feel about the marriage, or how does she feel about him in general? All right, so I'm going to shuffle one more time, and then we're going to see what it has to say. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. So this is expressing some interesting things. Number one, she's very upset about certain things pertaining to how she was perceived in the world. This came up in the past. All of the tabloids, all of the miscellaneous things, all of the rumors, all of the hurt that she's expressing that he caused. But she's also saying that he can't take away all of my sunshine. He couldn't take away the natural beauty within myself and the way that people loved me. And I think that maybe he, on some level, that he kind of despised that. I think the fact that she was just so embraced and loved by the world, and maybe he couldn't handle it. I just kind of get this feeling that he couldn't handle it because the Nine of Cups was in reverse. She came into this relationship, I think, very ecstatic, very much wanting to feel fulfilled within this relationship and wanting to be a good wife, a good mother, just a good woman to him. And I just kind of feel that when it came down to levels of intimacy, she didn't get the respect that she deserved, because she really tried. I feel like she was the one that was really trying, and he was the one that was just like half-assing it personally. And I think that probably affected her, you know, of course, affected her own perception of herself. Again, this Sun card is somewhat in retrospect to self, in retrospect to how specific things affect children. And it really bothered her, the fact that, you know, the way that he affected her affected the kids and the perception towards the children, or just perceptions in the world. And it really bothered her. It really bothered her a lot, because she really wanted to have a happy family with this man. I know that we are definitely talking about Camilla, and she's kind of showing that, placing this Page of Pentacles in the situation. And she's getting a bit upset about something specific, because this Page of Pentacles, even though we know that Harry is a grown man now, she still sees this as her little boy, basically. This is my little boy. And she's a little pissed off about this situation, because she feels as if Prince Charles has disowned Harry, or has treated Harry like a stepchild, or just not treating him with the same amount of respect as his own man. And she's quite upset about it. She's extremely upset about it. And I think that he's trying to kind of disassociate himself with the fact that he's made a choice to leave the abuse of the royal family, and she's in full support of it, because she wishes that she had the courage, or at least, you know, try to use the courage enough to kind of like push this forward or embrace this a little bit more. She really did her best to kind of stand by her due diligence as a princess, regardless of being married to Charles or not. But she does not like the way that he is going about this with Harry at all. Like, she is very upset. It's like he ceased communication, or just tries to belittle the marriage that he has chosen for himself. So he's very pissed about that. I mean, she's very pissed about that. I think he's very upset as well. But I think that he's really missing his mother a lot too, and just wishing that she was here to kind of support and to be there. But she's like, I support him, whatever he decides to do. She's kind of showing me another card. It's looking like, let's see, this Page of Cups in reverse. And this, okay, that makes sense. Because I think this is Camilla. She's calling her a selfish bitch. I feel like she's very expressive in how she feels right now. She's calling this woman a selfish bitch. She's saying that this woman knew all along that she was really trying with her husband, and this woman constantly interfered. She's placing her as a page because she's saying she's beneath me. She's not a queen. She's not on my status, basically. Very selfish. And she feels as if this really ruined her chance at really finding happiness on some level, because she really, and I know that people say, oh, well, you know, oh, she was depressed because, you know, her parents split when she was young, and that's the reason why she had some sort of mental breakdown. All rumors started by him in order to be with Camilla. And I think that, you know, people are just kind of like spoon-fed this information to make the world, and the world's still not happy about this, to make the world acceptable or accepting of this particular situation. And she's still not, even if, you know, this man loves Camilla, no one's really accepting of the situation, because he chose his wife, you know, he chose his family, and she deliberately ruined it. She deliberately ruined her life, is what she's saying. She deliberately ruined it and did her best to infiltrate as much as she could, to take up Charles's time when he should have been with the children, when he should have been spending time with her. And she resents her for that. Still to this day, she's saying that she resents that. She is showing me that she did her best to kind of like take on these burdens by herself, without having that vital support that she really needed. And it really stressed her. Again, the Ten of Wands is about like just carrying on so much stress, so much expectation within this particular royal setting, and having to deal with so much struggle, you know, just so many different struggles within herself, but having to perfect herself for the outside world as much as she could. And it was very hard for her. Alrighty. And I feel like this could probably be a representation of, because she's pointing this out to be Prince William, funny enough. Because usually, even with Prince William, we usually see that he's a representation of, I believe, is he a Cancer? I think he's a Cancer. His birthday is June 21st, 81, but she's saying that he's doing his best to fulfill his active roles as as a, general or whatever he's attempting to do within the bloodline, basically. And she knows that he's up next, is what she keeps saying. She is very proud of him. She's very proud of the way that he has been able to kind of uphold a level of peace and balanced dictatorship, is what she's expressing, meaning not necessarily choosing sides within specific royal quarrels or anything like that. He's doing his best to just kind of draw the line, even though he would be represented as a cup card because he is like a Cancer. It's still showing me that he's still active. She's saying she's very active in a military role and very much active in being able to speak diplomatically about situations and rationalize things without trying to disrespect his mother or his father. And that's how she's kind of expressing the fact that she admires that he has grown into a good man, basically. Getting back to this relationship, she got completely tired of feeling as if she was some sort of possession for the family. This is how she felt. She did her best to break free. And if you can see with this Four of Pentacles, you can see this person kind of gripping on to a coin. She's gotten away, but they're still doing their best to hold on to her. Hold on to her energy, and she's not allowing it. She's saying that everything didn't go as planned as she wanted it to go, meaning moving forward outside of this relationship with him, and he made it very difficult for her to create her own world or to create her own happiness, and feeling as if everywhere that she turned, he would try to thwart whatever plan she tried to make for herself or her family. And it really upset her because, she did her best to be with her children, to be with her family, to live a happy life without having this man on her back. And this is the thing that's interesting, because she's like, this man didn't love me, but he still tried to control me. And this is like really bothering me. She's saying that certain things, let me just put this down. Certain things will come into alignment in her favor, is what she's saying with the Star card, meaning that beyond just moving outside of this marriage, but just focusing on her children is what she's talking about. That's what she's primarily happy about, is the fact that eventually William will become the successor. And I think that will be a joyous time for her. Because he's been very quiet, she's saying. He's been extremely quiet. But I think that's when I'm going to come around a little bit more to have a bit more of an influential diplomacy in his life. Still being affectionate, but hoping that he can remember all of the things that I've taught him, as a little boy and as someone with this royal title, and not to abuse it, to use it in a way to inspire the world to be better. And I think that's what she's waiting on. That's what she keeps saying, is that I'm waiting for the day for him to become the successor, because he will be extremely successful at this. And I think that within his subconscious mind, this is when I'm going to affect William and Harry the most. She's speaking on both of them. I want to ask about how she feels, and I'm going to use the other deck, how she feels towards the relationship with Meghan Markle and Harry and the treatment of that. So let's see, what am I going to do? I'm going to just use these cards, the Oracle cards. They're like going back and forth between the cards. It gives the other cards a level of rest, basically, and that way we can just kind of go back and forth. The following question, after I ask about Meghan and Harry, we're just going to ask more so pertaining to her death and her relationship with Dodi Fayed. And if you all have any other questions, please feel free to ask me below, and I'll do my best to read them and answer them while we're in this session. So her relationship with Meghan. Meghan's birthday is August 4th, 81. Harry's birthday is September 15th, 84. So we're just going to see how she feels about the marriage and basically how does she feel about this whole Megxit situation, how she feels about this transition in their lives and what she might have to say about it. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry, just give me 1 second. I'm just like amazed at this right now. Wow. Okay. This is word of advice from her. This is her speaking. And I feel like this is in a situation to where she has something to say, because Archangel Gabriel is about communication, the voice, taking on guidance, and doing different aspects of trying to guide the situation, because she seems to be very concerned. In the root, she's showing me all tied up. This particular card is kind of saying that, again, it's about how this royal family runs their business, basically. It's like she's kind of in referencing the fact that it's like watching, how can I say it? It's not towards the relationship, but it's like watching a nightmare all over again, feeling imprisoned, and trying to get them away from all of the tabloids and all of the negative press, and feeling as if like she could, she wants to be there to do so much for Harry and for Meghan and give them advice, and to help them out with whatever situations that they're dealing with, but feeling as if, it's a little hopeless, like kind of feeling as if like she's kind of, her hands are tied in this situation, or just sensing that there's a bit of constraint given the fact that they've made such a big decision, but it's like reliving a memory. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like reliving this painful memory and the struggles of what she might have had to gone through when she left that situation. She's concerned about the hostilities. Again, hostility, financial constraint. She's saying that the royal family really, or the queen specifically, she's saying that bitch. I'm just going to say how she feels. And I'm sorry, she said a phrase to me earlier, and I have to say this because this is like going to drive me nuts. But she was like, that old bat is worse than any bat with the coronavirus. Truly. She has no soul. She's very upset at the fact that they kind of put it out there that, they won't be taking any financial deeds from the royal family, et cetera, et cetera. But it was the queen that fought that. She was the one that was cutting them off. She was the one that was very hostile, using the press to go after her son and her daughter-in-law. And she's very pissed about that, extremely upset about that, because I feel as if they really wanted Harry to, she's showing me, they wanted Harry to, to marry within the family, to be more conventional. And they know that my son is not like that. They know that he is not like that at all. He's very free-spirited, more than William. William's kind of like, okay, whatever. I'll just go along with certain things. But she does not like the fact that they have created so much hostility towards William towards Harry and Meghan. The Sun card is in the situation. She's like, all is not lost. It's just temporary. These things are temporary. But I know that they will find happiness, and I know that she's showing me that she's very joyous about the baby. Extremely joyous about the baby, but she's sharing with me that she wants to make sure that they are protected, that they are very fully protected, and that they're, that the baby is protected. She's very concerned about that. She watches over the son the baby a lot, is what she's expressing. She's watching over the baby a lot. And she keeps saying, I know that the storm will pass and they will find happiness. Door to Spirit, she's definitely doing her best to elevate and kind of be, in the near future, a bigger aspect of protection basically around them, is what she's showing me. Because she keeps saying that even though they're trying to live their new lives and move forward, people are still jealous. People are still creating issues. And I think that she's afraid. I think that she's kind of expressing to me, I'm a little afraid that they're trying to, I don't want them, like she's like, oh my God, I don't want to say this, but I'm a little afraid that they're going to try to target my family the way that they targeted me. And she's very nervous about that. With the paparazzi and the tabloids and the jealousy and the hate. And she's just like, she's just very afraid of that. So she's doing her best to protect them as much as possible from that situation. She is saying that after some of those nasty rumors and different things pass, that specific aspects of work will happen within their favor. She's saying my son, his wife, and my grandchild are still royal to me. They are still of a royal bloodline to me. Just because they have gotten into situations to where they no longer want to be under she's saying a royal communist dictatorship. She's very specific. I love the way that she thinks. That doesn't mean that they shouldn't be able to have their own personal successes, and she's going to make sure that that personal success happens. She is happy that they've taken action to move forward and to move on, because she's sharing with me that there's so much freedom. They are going to be writing a book, she's saying. There's going to be a book, there's going to be film production, it looks like, and maybe that's more so on Meghan's part, or possibly getting into something with being a director of some sort. I think that this will give the opportunity for Harry to create his experience inside the royal household, and the things that kind of pent him up for quite some time. I just kind of feel like he's going through this transition of wanting to release his frustrations with the royal family, especially pertaining to his mother and just pertaining to his own personal choices that they attempted to quiet so much. As you can see, like, there's a key here, like you can see the lock and key. But he's been writing this for quite some time, she's saying to me. He's been writing and expressing different things for quite some time, and you can see this compass getting away. In order for me to release this book, or in order for me to release how I really feel, and I can finally just let go, basically. She's showing me the community card. This is where they're going to be doing a lot more active work within the country, and just, in Canada, in the United States, in America, around the world, putting in the principles of basically affecting the world, touching the world, the way that she did. She's very much adamant about that. She really hopes that Meghan, and she's in full support of that, she really finds her healing when Meghan is kind of showing that level of sincerity and kindness the way that Diana did. And she's truly, she admires that so much about her. And she's like, let me tell you something. I would do anything to protect my children. And I feel as if Harry made the right choice in marrying this girl. I really like her, is what she's expressing. Simply because of the fact that she was very concerned about her boys. She's saying to me, she's like, well, William, he can hold his own. He can handle himself. It's like how she feels about what's her name, Catherine. It's like, here or there. It's it is what it is. It's not like any type of hate or anything. She's just there, basically. She's just following the rules, basically. And so, but she's like, Prince William can hold his own. But Harry has a very soft heart. He has my heart, And I just wanted to make sure that he was with a woman that can understand his heart, but at the same time, too, who could be fearless, that would protect her family at no cost, but still stay poised and within her state of being and not take the harassment or the bullying. And she's like very proud of Meghan. Like, I'm extremely happy that this girl is doing her best to not take anybody's BS, anybody's crap. And that she's supporting her husband, and they talk about things and they talk through things to find healing within themselves, because they're no longer, it's like she's explaining to me, she's like, do you remember the time when Harry had, that Halloween costume, right? And everybody was talking about this whole Nazi Halloween costume. And she kind of said that a lot of people misunderstood Harry, why he was wearing this. And they thought, oh, well, this is so fascist, this is so appalling, etc. She is kind of laughing at it, because she's saying what Harry was trying to do was to point out the fact that within the royal family, they're actually German, and they act like a Nazi regime. And that's how he feels. And that's probably how she feels too. And I think that's the reason why she knew that getting into a relationship with Dodi, and also with Harry, getting into a relationship with Meghan, it would piss the queen off. Like, that is the end goal, is to be happy and to be in love, and to completely piss the queen off, because she thinks that she has so much control. It's like this crazy obsession over everything, thinking that she can control everything. And he was calling it out. He's just calling the truth out. And I think that people misunderstood what he was trying to do. It's not the fact that he's a racist or anything like that, or supports that idea. I think that he was using himself as a level of symbolism to tell the world, this is what I'm related to. These people are literally hijacking this system. They've been hijacking this system for quite some time, and people are not paying attention. Okay, that's very heavy. So what I want to do is, I want to, let's see. What shall we focus on? I don't know why, but I just kind of feel like I want to, she keeps calling out Harry. I don't know, she's like, protect Harry, look out for Harry. Just protect Harry, just take care of Harry. Like, she's just very concerned about Harry for some reason. I don't know, it's just interesting. I'm just gonna use this King of Pentacles as Harry, and then from going forward, I'm gonna focus on Dodi and her relationship with Dodi Fayed. Moving forward, and then we're gonna talk about her demise a little bit more. So, is there anything else that you have to say to Harry? Is there anything else that you need to point out for Harry that Harry needs to be mindful of with this new change that he has embarked upon? What do you have to say to Prince Harry? Okay. Oh, wow. This is like... Okay, that makes sense. Okay, thank you. Alrighty. She's saying to Harry, I'm using the King of Pentacles as Harry. He's his own grown man now. She's saying, don't be afraid of your choices. Don't be afraid of the choices that you've made. Do not be afraid of specific choices that you've made. She doesn't want you to feel as if like, that she's not around, or that she's not there to help you with your choices in life. She's in full support of you. Because the Seven of Cups is kind of usually upright. It would show different options, what to do. And maybe he's like in a bit of, I wonder if this is the right thing. And she's saying, no regrets, no regrets. Because she's showing me the Justice card. She's showing me that things will balance out in his favor, and that he will look into aspects of probably using the legal system or reforming specific things in life in order to help others to to deal with political warfare, or to have a position within politics, is what she's explaining to me. And I think it's going to solidify a level of confidence within him, because he's very good at looking at situations and doing his best to find resolve. So I think that she's doing her best to support him in that aspect. The Chariot card is in the past. Clearly this is about moving forward, him moving outside of the circumstances that he grew up in, that he lived in. And I think that she's in full support of this, because she's saying that I really want my grandson to have a new life, and she's supporting this move. The Four of Cups in reverse is in a situation. Usually this would be an indication of expressing the fact that she's saying, please be mindful. Okay, I'm sorry, this is like very heavy. Please be mindful of your drinks. I don't know why I need to say this. Be mindful of your drinks, be mindful of medications, be mindful of certain things. Please be careful. This is kind of like a warning. And I think that maybe this is like, and I'm just gonna trust her intuition, because she can see more on the other side than I can. Just please be mindful of your cups. Be mindful of the things that people are drinking. I don't know why she's expressing that, but no, not, alcohol, medication. She's being very careful. She's just pointing this out a lot, and saying that if he's ever getting into a level of depression, just to be mindful of those things, to be careful with certain things. She's expressing that a lot. She's upset at the fact that she feels as if, again, dealing with the royal family, a lot of people are trying to strip and steal titles. And I have to say something really quick in regards to Harry, because I was looking up Princess Diana's birthday. And so I, like in Google, you can kind of scroll through it, right? And so you can see like Prince William's birthday, you can see Prince Charles, you can see the Queen, you can see, Meghan is there, Prince Andrew, everybody's there, but you don't see Harry. You don't see Harry, like Harry should be like the first or the second person, one of the, right underneath her. And he's not listed in that group at all. So maybe that's the reason why she's trying to be very protective of him. She's very concerned for him. She really wants to make sure that he's safe, because she just keeps saying people are trying to steal from him. People are trying to use him and to intimidate him for walking away from this situation. And she's not with it. She's not having it. She's completely, absolutely, and that's another thing too, with the Seven of Swords. I'm going to show a couple of other cards in reference to this in a minute, but she's talking about the family. So this is Meghan, okay? She came up right. The baby came up right. Again, full support, loves it, very supportive of the decisions that he's made, happy about his family, basically, very happy about the family. So she's in full support of it, making sure that they're healthy and that they're well and that they're together, because she's very much in love with them. And I love the fact that I can ask a specific question and she's pulling out cards that represent their sign, to support how she feels about them. So she's very much happy about that. In reference to their love life, because she's showing me the Ace of Cups in reverse, the World card in reverse, and the Two of Wands. And this is going back to the Seven of Swords. She's saying to me that the media, the people in the world, will do everything that they can to interfere in their relationship. And she's trying to stop that. She's trying to stop the media from publicizing false information about their relationship, or trying to, use tactics to affect their relationship. She's not having it, and the reason why I say that is because she's in full support of their marriage. The Hierophant card is about faith, having faith, marriage, commitment, love. And she's like, she's like yelling in my ear, I'm not going to let these people affect to affect my son the way that they affected me. She's not going to allow that, the way that they're affecting Meghan. She's very protective, and she's like she's like having like this, like kind of like a lioness protecting her cub, her family, you know? She's not going to allow that. And so she's 100% behind Meghan. She's like, if she needs to get aggressive towards things and express the way that she feels, I'm in full support of it, because I'm going to make sure that I'm protecting my family and that I want them to live happily ever after the way that they're supposed to live, because this brings healing for myself. So she's showing the fact that she's very protective of her family, extremely protective of her family. So she's in full support of this marriage. She's like, I refuse to let the media, I'm not going to let the media get in the way. I refuse to let the world think anything of Meghan or my family. I'm going to protect them, and I'm going to protect them at all costs. So she's expressing that very much. Maybe that's just something that I needed to say. Maybe they see it, maybe they won't. I'm not too sure. But these are just like little things, like, again, like driving in a car and drinking and pills. I don't know why she's mentioning that to me, but she's like, please be very careful. I don't want people to twist anything about what's going on at all. Like, she's making that extremely clear. Do not let people twist anything about what's happening, because she's extremely, again, having those old attachments that she has suffered with. I think maybe she's just being extremely precautious and protective of her family. And she feels as if these situations really wouldn't have made a difference. And that's the reason why she was pulling out that Seven of Cups in reverse. She's like, it wouldn't have made a difference if they stayed in the family or not. Those threats, those situations were still attacking them. They were still haunting them. And they did their best to remain poised and to be adults about the situation and not feed into the madness that the queen is pushing at them. I mean, this lady's an old friggin' dingbat. It's like, just fucking die already. Can you just die and let someone new, like, take over? I'm sorry, I need to say that. That's like pissing me off so much. Like, we live in this world where people are ready for free energy. We're ready to get rid of this industrialized idea of toxicity that you've been pumping for years and years and years. Just die and let William take over, and let there be free energy finally. Let us all be able to breathe. Let us all be able to have healthy, sustainable food. Just friggin' die. I'm sorry. I just need to say that. Maybe I shouldn't be threatening the monarchy, but I really don't care, bitch. Because personally, I just feel like this woman is the true Queen of England. Princess Diana is the real Queen of England. She is the queen of the world's heart. Truly, I really believe that she is the real Queen of England. She shows compassion. She shows that she can get down and humble herself to the level of regular commoners and truly touch the masses. That is something that you do not have. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. You never will have it. Moving forward, I'm going to focus on Dodi. I have to like go on that tirade really quick because I love Diana. I'm like crazy about her. And it just really hurt me that they did something like that to such a sweet woman. And, you know, she had such a good heart. You know what I mean? She wouldn't do anything to hurt anybody. She just wanted to love. And they punished her for loving. That's the part that pisses me off, is that they punished this woman for the aspect of just wanting to love. So this card I'm going to use is Dodi. And I'm going to place them together and just see what the situation is with Dodi and Diana. So, Oracle cards again. Oop. Let's see. Just focusing on Dodi and Diana's energy. If they are together, what is going on? How do they feel? Have they moved forward in life? What would they like to say to the world? Okay, wow. Okay, so let's see what we have. All right. I'm just like hearing a couple of different things. I kind of feel like a lot of chills, so I think that they are together, because when I feel like the left and the right side of my body kind of coming together and I feel the chills, I feel like it's good. It's really good. Okay. Alrighty. So this is in reference to their relationship, but they also want to talk about the circumstances pertaining to their death. And this is going to be crazy. It's not probably, it's just a little intense, basically, from what I feel. She is definitely saying, or they're both saying, that there was something magical about the both of them when they were together. Yin and yang, finding balance within each other, feeling safe with one another. Feeling as if that this person can understand the circumstances that she was going through. The high expectation, and she felt like she was allowed to be vulnerable and allowed to feel safe with this man. So he brought a lot of balance. They both brought a lot of balance into their life with the yin and yang, and the magician holding, the magician and the mirror, basically. They brought a lot of balance. Again, see, look at that. Water, that's her sign Cancer, and the fire coming into balance with each other. Kind of like the moon and the sun, finding balance with one another. Now this is in reference to their death. They're saying that they've done their best to move forward and find peace, rest, and rejuvenation in the past, and walking away from old habits or old situations, but she definitely holds on to, she definitely depends on Dodi for assistance with that, because sometimes it's like I see that he's moved on, he's like, you know what, I'm done. I don't care about this shit. That's what kind of way he feels. And she kind of, she has a family. She still gets concerned about her son. She gets concerned about the grandkids, and she's concerned about, Meghan and different things like that, and William. So she tends to kind of come back to earth from time to time, or spy in, I guess you could say. And it's created a bit of like indecision in the situation, because when it comes down to what happened within their transition, they're explaining to me with the indecision in the situation, they felt like they didn't have any place to turn. Does that make sense? Like they knew that this situation pertaining to how they were going to orchestrate their death, like they didn't know where. I just keep hearing that. I didn't know where to turn. We didn't know where to turn. And I think that they just continued to say, you know what, we're just going to live the best lives that we could, regardless of how they were targeting us, because they tried to cut certain things off and move forward and walk away from the situation. And they just felt trapped. Again, it's that feeling of feeling trapped, like I showed before, that feeling of being trapped. Funny enough, they are saying a couple of things with their energy together. With Archangel Michael, when we see Archangel Michael, this is first chakra, and this is usually a representation of how they are using the energy of Archangel Michael as a level of defense and a level of karma. And I'm saying this specifically, and I'm not too sure why I'm saying this, but they're saying that someone, I have to like keep a straight face, I can't, but it's like someone, their energy, they're like, we're this energy, and they're not really hostile people. But she is saying that the karma that they have put out into the universe, or that these people have put out into the universe to affect this couple, is going to pay itself back through Archangel Michael. There is going to be a blow that's coming. Whoever was involved, whoever took these two people out, because Archangel Michael is expressing that these two were supposed to do a lot more work to help the world. And Archangel Michael feels as if whatever demons or whatever influences that tried to stop the natural love that they shared with each other, or even the love that Diana was trying to share with the world, they took it away too soon. And that's what Michael is expressing. once this particular situation happens, again, finding appreciation, finding peace with one another. They're moving on with their lives. But they are saying that this blow is going to happen. Again, this is going to happen. They're not going to say when. And this is out of their control. This is nothing to do with them. This is just something that's affecting specific people karmically. This is affecting specific people karmically. You never hear about royals getting into cars. You notice that, right? you know what I mean? Certain people are just kind of hiding, but this blow is still going to come, is what Archangel Michael is saying. You cannot run the world on evil forever. You cannot control the world with your evil deeds forever. So, appreciation. This is the final card for them. They appreciate each other. Again, he tries to pull her into the realm of let's be here, let's be at peace, you know, with each other. And I think he tries to balance her out with that, to try to push forward and to move on. And she, you know, she has a hard time letting go. She likes to peep in. She likes to check in. But I think that he keeps her in the present moment, and that's good. Okay. Let's see if we have any other questions or anything else to focus on. I'm going to use the regular tarot cards. I'm going to ask a very heavy question. We're going to talk about her death. Okay? And I think that I kind of already discussed that a little bit, but I just want to see how she feels about her death and what she knows, and if she can express to me, if she can show me who targeted her or what happened. Okay? Okay. Sorry, let me just see. Okay, you guys are just leaving positive comments. Thank you so much for doing this reading. It is a reading I've been waiting for. Absolutely love Princess Diana, Harry, and Meghan, and William. You are awesome. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate that, my love. If she was alive, she would be queen indeed. She would always be queen. She's the queen of our hearts, truly. Make sure you guys like and subscribe with this video. Oh, thank you so much. Also, if you want to book a reading with Queen, her private cost for a reading is $40 for 30 minutes. Maya, you are phenomenal. Love you so much. Thank you for that. So, again, actually, okay. Well, just, okay, gotcha. I'm just going to shuffle up a couple of times, okay, for Diana to show me and to communicate what happened with her demise, what was going on with her demise and the things that she was going on with. Here's a couple of things. Look at that. They didn't want me to find new love, but I was happy. Two of Cups. I was happy with this person. I was going to marry this person. They did not want me to find new love with this Ace of Cups. All right, so let's see what we have. Oh, wow. Okay. Whoa. God, I'm sorry. I'm just like freaking out right now because I'm just like, I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Okay. Again, Judgment card. She is waiting for the right time and the right moment for things to strike back at the people who have done this to her. This is something that still kind of keeps her bound here on earth from time to time, as far as like trying to move on and transition from that experience. It was very traumatic for her. She knew that this was a level of going at war with someone. She knew that she was receiving threats. She was receiving calls. She was being harassed. You know, she was just going through different aspects of that, and she's making it very clear. She's showing me the heartbreak card, the Three of Swords. This broke my heart. They took me away from my family. They hurt me because they knew that my family meant so much to me. And she's talking about this is coming from the foundation. This is coming, and usually when I see this Ace of Pentacles, this is coming from the royal household. This is what hurts her the most, the fact that they took her away from her children. Oh, this is so hard. I mean, I asked difficult questions, but we need to get to it. The Ace of Swords in reverse. This is an indication of, wow. Okay, she's showing me a couple of things. She's like, the headline is, this particular situation was a crash, which is true, but it's not the full truth. And they'll never advertise what really happened. And she wants to express what really happened because she's showing me the car, trying to get away. This is usually a Six of Swords is usually a card talking about cutting off losses, getting away. And again, you see all this lightning, the flashes. Look at the flashes. But she's saying this is something interesting. Okay, I need to pull this up. There was a King of Swords, and she's kind of showing me that this is someone of like, kind of like how we have the CIA here in America, MI5, MI6, posing as a photographer. She doesn't know who this man, I think she may know who this man is now, but she's saying this is a very bad man. This was a hitman, and okay, this is what she's saying. She's like, I'm just going to say the words, using a camera as a gun with a flash, execution, then crash. That's what she's explaining. I hope that makes sense. Using a camera as a gun, as a weapon, then the crash, and then the media expresses that it's just the crash. Like, this is just a freak accident. And she's like, that's not true. That is not true. Okay. I'm sorry, this is like really heavy. She's showing me the Six of Wands, saying that these people feel very victorious for what they've done to me. And she's like, she's not going to just put all of this weight on this man. Because even when and she's pointing this out, she's showing me the Hermit card. Who is this card that I showed that you guys, who is this man? This is Prince Charles. This is an order by Prince Charles. This is directly coming from Prince Charles. She was murdered. She's saying, I was murdered. Ten of Swords in reverse. This was a victory. This is something that he thinks that he's going to be victorious at. This is very heavy. I don't know. This is a very heavy reading, you guys. It's very deep. Taking orders from him, having private conversations about this. And she's making this very clear. Ten of Swords, backstabbed, betrayed by her ex-husband because he tried to control her. Because she was going to get married and move forward, but she said, no matter what, I'm going to be happy anyway. I'm going to find happiness anyway, regardless of what you're trying to do to me. I plan on finding happiness. No matter what you try to do to me, you cannot control me. You wanted to be with someone else, I wanted to be with someone else. I'm not going to wait for your beck and call anymore. This is like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable, these cards. Unbelievable. I knew he would have something to do with that tragedy. Yeah, and let's be for real. He's a mama's boy. He's a mama's bitch boy. Because they can't control her. They can never control her. And that's the harsh reality of it all. And I think maybe that's why she has a bit of anxiety when dealing with trying to do her best to protect her family, specifically with Harry and the baby and Meghan. I'm just splitting the deck really quick because I know I've gone in for an hour and I don't see any questions. So I think that we're just going to end it there. We're just going to definitely end it there. And I split the deck and I asked in my head, how does she feel? And what is her final message that she wants to share with us, with her family, and with the world? This is the card, Door to Romance. Be in love with life. Be in love with everything that you have around you. Appreciate nature. Appreciate every child on this planet. Love everything as much as you can. Because that is the highest resonation. I have chills all through my body, so I just feel like this is something that she needs to say. We are very much in trying times in this planet. And the only way for us to build a strong foundation for ourselves and for all of the things that are around us, it is important to open our hearts as much as we can to permeate that love. If I'm truly a queen, this would be my fulfillment, to give love as much as I can through each and every single one of you. And let them know through the way that we move in this planet and the way that we affect the world, we have the opportunity to show people that love is more powerful than anything else in the world. And I think that's her final message. Keep your heart open. Truly love. Be in love with life. Be in love with life. Fall in love with life. Fall in love with nature. Fall in love with helping others. Be in love. Okay? Thank you all so much. Thank you, Queen Diana. She is my queen. The Queen of England. The Queen of our hearts. Thank you all so much for joining. I love you.